Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. In this deck guide video, I'm going to take a look at ETC OTK Warrior. I'm going to tell you how the deck functions and I'm going to showcase gameplay that shows all the ways that the deck can win games. This deck has been one of the strongest decks in Madness at the Darkmoon Faire. I last covered this deck almost 4 months ago, and the deck has hardly changed since, and it has been a top tier deck all along. So it's crazy to imagine that someone could have crafted this deck in November and played it all the way through here, with few if any changes. The main condition of the deck is the combo. You have ETC God of Metal, after a friendly rush minion attacks, deal 2 damage to enemy hero. So you play ETC, you use Penflinger on your ETC so it's damaged, then you play 2 copies of Bloodstone Mercenary, make copies of your ETC, and then you give rush to all of your minions with animated broomstick. So then you have 7 rush minions on the board, and if all of those rush minions can attack into enemy minions without getting killed, that's 42 damage. So first you want to attack with the non-ETC minions and then finally with the ETCs. An ETC will deal that 2 damage to the face before it dies if it attacks. So even if all of your ETCs end up dying, you will still have more than 30 damage, so you still have lethal if your opponent doesn't have armor. You may notice that this deck doesn't have any redundancy for its combo pieces. All of the combo pieces are needed in order to pull off the full combo. There's only 1 Penflinger in the deck, there's only 1 animated broomstick in the deck. The early variants included more redundancy, so that you could get to the combo a little bit faster maybe, but these more recent versions have adopted this sort of control combo hybrid approach, where you can also just win the game playing as a control deck, and the combo is just one of the finishers. There are 2 other main ways to win games with this deck, and both of them involve sacrificing some of your combo pieces, namely the Bloodstone Mercenaries. Against some of the decks you want to win with Rattlegores, so you can play Rattlegore on the board. Rattlegore is really difficult to get rid of, and Rattlegore often ends up being damaged. And then, on later turns, you can make copies of your Rattlegore. And if your opponent doesn't have a way to handle all these death rattle minions, well, then those Rattlegores are just going to pummel them to death. Alternatively, against some of the more aggressive decks, use Bloodstone Mercenary to make copies of Armorsmith. Then you can do this sort of risky skipper, Armorsmith, Bloodstone Mercenary on the Armorsmith, gain tons of armor, so that you will simply outlast something like an Aggro rogue. As for the mulligans with this deck, the cards that you're most looking for are Corsair Cache and Ankar. Simply getting access to that Ankar is really important. There are 4 pirates in the deck, drawing some of those with the Ankar. It's just a very key piece of your early game. Other than these cards, Evil Quartermaster is a fairly neutral keep, can be played early, gives you a lackey, strong against most opponents. And against some of the most aggressive opponents you may want to look into keeping a risky skipper or keeping a Blade Storm, so that you can just handle those early boards immediately. But Corsair Cache and Ankar are the 2 cards you're looking for the most. I have gameplay footage of all the strategies that this deck uses, so now let's go take a look at this deck in action. And if you enjoy this content, please like this video and check out my Twitch channel where I live stream Hearthstone. Who knows, who knows. No, don't draw the Ankar. Well, there's still more from the Corsair Cache, so I suppose I'm not too worried. Let's see. I do want to play the Corsair Cache, right? On the other hand, this is a spell that can activate spell Penflinger, and I don't need the Bulwark right now. That's like if this attacks, I could Penfling and Corsair Cache. I mean, that could happen, right? I think that could happen. Oh, but now I'll have to Blade Storm. That board is just too juicy not to Blade Storm. Then I was like, oh my god, wee! Hi, Mavajax. And 3 stealth minions died. And then more stealth minions appeared. So many stealth minions. Is it an Ankar turn? It could be an Ankar turn. I think it's got to be an Ankar turn. I need to get some pirates. Let's get a pirate. There's also a chance to use Cutting Class next turn with a Penflinger maybe.
A cruel fate awaits you in the ashes.
And that's a little tough. This rogue is going to come at me like a truck. Hi, Destroyers. Ouch. Another Blade Storm. That's intriguing. Would I take 3 and Blade Storm? I think it has to be the Penflinger. Penflinger on that one. Then the Corsair Cache. Cross the Bulwark. Penflinger into hand. Then hit face with this and hero power. Like this. 8 cards in hand. Didn't manage to pick up the Skipper, managed to pick up 2 Sword Eaters. But I don't have an Armorsmith either. I'm in serious trouble getting past Diamond 3. Any suggestions? I did make a video of the best decks recently. I mean, just this week. So I would suggest, of course, any decks from that list. Like this Aggro Rogue, for example. But now, too much damage. That's a Skipper. I guess I could do Bulwark. I guess I have to play the Bulwark, right? I think that's got to be the way it goes. Brainstorm into the Bulwark, has he not? I'd hope they don't have a Penflinger there. Because if there's no Penflinger, this 10 damage is just going to be 2 charges of the Bulwark. And Bulwark is ready to tank some Eviscerates and everything. Okay. But if there's Penflingers, then I'll just die. Yeah, Rogue could easily have lethal in hand here. I just hope that they don't have Penflingers. They were able to pick up a Penflinger. That was tough. This eats the Bulwark. Yep, that eats the Bulwark. And they might still be lethal. 2 Penflingers. And that's a Nitro Boost poison. But it's not corrupted. But it saves the Penflingers into hand. They still have both Eviscerates left. So I have to get a Taunt minion out there, but it's not going to be enough. Both Eviscerates are still left. And there's 2 Penflingers in hand. There's 1 Deadly Poison. There's still also Sinister Strike. Ouch. I believe this turn I need to play the Sword Eater. I'd hope that 12 health is going to be enough. But it might not be enough. 12 health, I guess it's not going to be enough. Rogue has a Sinister Strike and 2 Eviscerates left. And 2 Penflingers. No more preparations. And probably no more card draw, but 12 from hand through a Taunt. Seems like something that rogues can very often accomplish. Okay. They didn't have 12. That's a piece of good news. I will need to draw with the cutting class. Yes, that costs 2 mana, because I need to find an Armorsmith. I find an Armorsmith. Is it Skipper Armorsmith, copy the Armorsmith? Is that the turn? To get 2 Armorsmiths on this board? I think that has got to be it. I can't risk it. I gain 5 armor from Quartermaster hero power. I don't think I can risk that. It has to be the Skipper Armorsmith, copy Armorsmith. That gives me a lot more health. Okay, so now that got me to 19. And there's 2 Armorsmiths on the board that the rogue has to kill. And they can't easily kill them. Every Hay losering is 2 armor. That's always 2 armor. I think we've got this. That's 2 armor again. Just how much armor do you think you can afford to give me? Well, the rogue thinks that they can afford to give me tons of armor, clearly. No more eviscerates, there's 1 sinister strike left. And there's of course this weapon that's growing all the time. That's 4 damage plus 6 damage if I play ETC and give this rush. 4 damage plus 6 damage, that's 10 damage. It's not quite enough for lethal, so it is better to play this defensively. Not the ETC time yet. Just this and hit the rogue in the face a few times. We should be safe. The rogue doesn't have damage left in the deck. They just don't. The damage numbers are not there. Phew. Oh boy. Yeah, like at this point, staring at my 26 health. Phew. What kind of mage deck? I mean, could be secrets, could be spell damage, could be Mosaki, could be Highlander. It's actually Highlander mage. Alright. So I'm trying to kill them with the combo. Most likely. This game's gonna be a little slow to get started. Armoring up here means that I'm not fully optimized for battle rage, but that should be fine. Let's just draw cards. So I want to draw cards right now. Cards are fun. And these Highlander mages have a lot of secrets nowadays. There's a counter spell in that. Is there an ice barrier? Sometimes. There's a rigged fair game in that deck too. Maybe I should have allowed the rigged fair game to proc if it was about to proc. We'll see. This doesn't necessarily die. If it doesn't die here, then that could enable battle rage, depending on what sort of stuff the Highlander mage is going to be playing. Ah, that one. There's one secret. Is it a counter spell? Let's see if it's a counter spell. It was a counter spell indeed, but it's got to be the Blade Storm. So hit, and then we Blade Stormed it away. It summons 2/2, but well, they have both 2 health, so they will both die. Problem is that I don't have card draw right now. Now that could be the rigged fair game, because they have some space in their hand. No, I suppose we're playing this. I'm hitting the mage in the face just to see if there's a rigged fair game out there. Not a rigged fair game, no. Okay. Well, we've seen the counterspell, we've seen the ice barrier. There's still plenty more. Okay, yeah, that doesn't matter much. Ah, random secret. That's annoying. But I actually don't have anything here. I have nothing to draw cards with. Absolutely nothing. No cutting classes. There's that one battle rage, but I haven't found a skipper. I haven't found Anchor. I haven't found Corsair Cache. Well, the mage did use the devolving missiles. That could be an entity, because it's from the Wound Thief. I think I have to check for the entity. Not entity. So next turn I will be able to play Rattlegore. Mage played their Devolving Missiles. I mean, obviously they have Zephyrus. But still kind of okay. Turn it up. Yep. Turn it up. Turn it up. That's cool. So we're playing the Rattlegore. Having already seen the Devolving Missiles, means that Zephyrus is the answer Mage has to Rattlegore. The main answer they have is Zephyrus. I believe I need to kill that Alexstrasza here anyway. I actually just need to make copies of the Rattlegore. Mage has Zephyrus, they can silence. They can get Mass Dispel to silence the full board. So maybe copying Rattlegore is too risky. Because that then means that I don't have reach with the combo. I'll risk it. I'll risk it this time. I've seen the Devolving Missiles. They need Zephyrus the Great.
Face me, you meddling moron.
I'll show you who's boss.
Battle Rage time. Try to draw anyway. 6 cards in hand. That could be a counterspell, that's a randomly generated secret. I'll try to draw. I have 1 skipper left in the deck. Mage still has both 1-cost dragons there. I'll draw that skipper now. Let's see what happens next. Okay. That was a little scary. Obviously sucks to lose a barrow there. But they also spent 2, so I suppose it's not that bad. Let's replay the Rattlegore. See what happens next. They still need to find Zephyrus to handle the Rattlegores. I mean, everything they have is going face, right? They actually want to make Rattlegore smaller. I'm surprised about that approach. Surprised indeed. Was it trying to find their Zephyrus? Do I just brawl this board? I mean, I could. There's no good Blade Storm plays. There is a good Skipper play. Let's get rid of the illusion. I can also get a Quartermaster out there. And why not a Faceless Lucky? Oh, that one over there. Let the Faceless Lucky. That kills the Firebrand. Gets me some more armor again. Okay. Mage is looking for that Zephyrus. Can Mage find the Zephyrus? They may have a Flame Ward up there, but other than that, there's not much else that can save the Mage besides the Zephyrus. Not a bad Frost Nova. Buying more time. Buying more time is good for the Mage. 8 cards in hand, yeah, we're going to do a bit of this. 5 cards in deck. I still need a broomstick. There's my broomstick. 9 cards in hand. Let's just armor up here. Well, now I have the broomstick, I have the ETC. I can only have 2 ETCs. And they can have Flame Ward. And they're looking for the Zephyrus. Somehow it seems that fighting these Red Gors is just not very useful. Hi, Davidowski. What if they have the Flame Ward there? Once a minion hits into Mage's face, the ETCs will die. So I could now do, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minions on the board. I guess that's enough, right? Again, Cutting Class also doesn't. I need to look for the Anchor and the Corsair Cache. Just go back to the basics. Get that Anchor. Let's start from there. Get the Anchor. Draw with that. It's so much better to draw with that than with anything else early on. Hopefully I can get the Anchor. I mean, there are 2 weapons in the deck, so Corsair Cache is 50%. A Paladin that kept a card but didn't play anything on 1. That is very surprising. Okay.
I know what you did.
Okay. Those are not bad. Can I get the Anchor? I couldn't get the Anchor. Oh no! Anchor was the card I wanted. Now if they have Hand of Adal there, this can get awkward. At least there was no Hand of Adal. This is just Coin Sword Eater. Kill the Secret Keeper. Sooner or later they will find a Hand of Adal. I mean, now if they Hand of Adal that and Hero Power, there's going to be a board full of 1 health minions, which will then give me a good Blade Storm. That was kind of the plan here. Oh, but that Pharaoh Cat. That's tough. Well, there was the broom. The broom is here. Well, that's acceptable. 7 cards in hand. I could do Cutting Class. I could pin Flinger into Cutting Class if I really wanted to. But I think Cutting Class Hero Power is fine. 8 cards in hand, okay. Let's chill for the time being. And see what comes next. Throwing books at me. Not surprising. Hi Azelbo, how do you pilot this deck? Well, you draw and defend and then you get the combo and kill people. Sometimes you kill people with copied Rattlegores too. So that's... how do you win? Well, with the combo. ETC combo. Sometimes with other tools as well.
What now?
Is this just a brawl board? I think I could just drop brawl into that board. That seems okay. It's really unlikely for this 4/6 taunt to win the brawl. Well, if anything else won the brawl except for that, I would have been fine with it. That was awkward. Now they also found Hand of Adao. And there's going to be something small, so I can't Blade Storm it away. I also can't get to 8 armor. Yeah, that was tough. Yes, that's what all combo decks do, don't they? That was really tough. I really didn't want that to happen like that. Oh dear, that was really, really bad for me. So I have to spend the barrow. That's not desirable, but it's unavoidable. Yeah, this sucks. This is how it has to be. Shields on the barrow. And I also want to kill the Reborn. I don't want to leave the Paladin with a minion on the board they can use. But that was tough. If I hadn't lost the brawl and there was 80% for me to win the brawl, then that turn would not have been difficult and I would not have had to waste the barrow. A lot of really bad things happened there. And they also have Penfingers, which means that the Bulwark is going to be easily destroyed. Why on earth would you buff this instead of that? That makes no sense whatsoever. What are you doing? Maybe I can afford to kill just the Crab Rider. But I need more cards too. I'll kill the Crab Rider and equip the Bulwark for now. Because even with the Penflinger, one of the Librams is tied to this Devout Pupil. It cannot be used. So they shouldn't have that many spells. It's unlikely that they can actually push through the entire Bulwark here.
Reporting for duty.
Yeah, this is fine. This is fine. I can Penflinger there. They will get through the Bulwark next turn, of course. I can do a shield block. That will get the Penflinger back to my hand. I can Penflinger there. I'm at 3 mana, so I can armor up. I can shield slam the minion. Stop the card draw. Get the Penflinger back to my hand. But because of their Penflingers, this Bulwark is not going to last very long. They're probably doing some Penflinging into Libram of Hope this turn. That's what I would expect from them. Okay, they don't Libram yet. Cool. That's alright. Both Armor Smiths are still in the deck. So I can't get an armor turn. Both Battle Rages are in the deck. Well, that's a cutting class. That's something. I can appreciate that. I probably want to Penflinger that one first, right? That costs 5 mana. Yeah, it's fine. Limiting the number of minions on the board a little should be useful. Even though, of course, Penflinger will take away the final Bulwark charge. That will always happen. But it's kind of acceptable. 8 cards in hand. I have Mercenary, Broomstick, Penflinger, Mercenary. Only thing I'm missing from the combo is ETC. 11 cards in the deck, ETC is the only card missing. Let's see if I can get a lucky that's useful here. And that is actually a useful lucky. I mean, Paladin obviously use some of their spells and stuff, but it's still okay. 7 cards in hand. Alright, I'm at 28. And the only thing I'm missing is the ETC. So if I draw ETC before Paladin deals too much damage, I instantly win the game. Let's see. There of course needs to be held on the Paladin's side of the board for the ETC to work, but there's always held on the Paladin's side of the board. That is not a problem. The only question is whether the Paladin puts enough pressure that I will not survive. Sword Eater is fine. Okay, so I can play the non-combo pieces. Would I play a Skipper? I would kind of want to save the Skipper in case I pick up a Battle Rage. 10 cards left in the deck, so currently it's 10% every turn for me to win the game. And there's also 3 more card draw pieces left. Kind of 4 more, but there's only 1 pirate left, so... doesn't happen so easily. I don't want to do the Skipper yet. I'll do the Quartermaster. Let's get that armor. Ethereal Lackey. That's kind of okay. And Paladin will have the Libram, of course, but I can do Ethereal Lackey. Let's see what I can pick up from that. Coerce. Coerce is useful. Not yet this turn, but it will be useful later on. I believe. Now, because if I top deck Battle Rage, I currently don't have minions to play with that Skipper. But the point here is that I can brawl, and then I can even coerce afterwards.
Reporting for duty.
If I don't draw the ETC, which will instantly win the game. I mean, 1 out of 10 right now. 10% to win this game next turn. Okay, I don't win the game this turn. Also, I couldn't pick up a Battle Rage. In that case, I will need to brawl. I don't have to play the Coerce yet. I want to kill that minion though, because it can be a buff platform. Let's do it like this for now. Now, if I pick up a Battle Rage, I have Skipper or Armorsmith in the Battle Rage. Currently at 22 health. Can the Paladin run out of health on the board? That seems unlikely, right?
I do love a good study session.
That seems fairly unlikely indeed. Ah, there's my Battle Rage. Beautiful. So we're doing a Risk Skipper here. Then we're doing an Armorsmith. Then I can draw 3 cards. Whee! Still no ETC though. I can't play the Pendflinger out there, die the Skipper. 5 cards left. And one of them is the ETC, God of Metal. Suppose I have to coerce the A-Date here. Don't think I can take all that damage. 7 cards in hand. 5 cards. 5 cards left. Can there be too much damage coming? I'm only at 23 right now. I suppose there are some combinations of cards that would result in fairly sizable quantities of damage. I might not be able to Bladestorm my way out of that either. That's a lot of Librams. Definitely too much for me to Bladestorm. It shouldn't be enough for lethal, or is it? I thought there was not enough for lethal, but we're about to find out. But I can't stand another turn. That is a problem. But here comes ETC, the god of metal, and we actually win the game. And this one is not needed. ETC. Pen flinging. Hearthstone Mercenary. Hearthstone Mercenary. Boomstick. And let's start dealing some damage. Dead Paladin. That was a bit too close, but in the end, it worked out. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the show, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more.